Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and we welcome to X Stadium for the 85th National Baseball Congress World Series, powered by West Star Energy. This is Frank Martinez. I will be your play-by-play announcer for tonight's game. Tonight's game will feature the visiting team, the Cheney, Kansas Diamond Dogs, versus the home team, the San Diego, California Waves. Both teams come out of the A pool. And both teams won their first game, so Cheney's 1-0 as they won 5-4 over the Seattle Washington Studs. And the San Diego, California Waves are also 1-0 as they won 3-2 over the Texas Express. Here's our starting lineups for today's game. First of all, for the visiting team, the Cheney Diamond Dogs. Leading off and playing right field will be number 7, Kyler Castillo. Batting second will be the center fielder, number 24, Wade Rayburn. Batting third and playing left field will be number 20, Tristan Kennard. Batting fourth and playing catching will be number 30, Andrew Miller. Batting fifth and DHing will be number 99, Matt Shurich. Batting sixth and playing shortstop, number 1, Blake Rambush. Batting seventh and playing first base will be number 6, Scott Hastings. Batting eighth and playing third base will be number 2, Ethan Ruiz. Batting ninth and playing second base will be number 3, Ramon Vingochea. And pitching for the Diamond Dogs will be number 13, Nate Postaway. Coaching staff for the Dogs, head coach Pat Hahn, assisted by Mike Quick, Trey Federick, and Mark Pohl. Now here's the starting lineup for the home team, the San Diego, California Waves. Leading off and playing third base will be number 14, Brian Rosario. Batting second, the designated hitter, number 29, Dylan Mackin. Batting third and playing center field will be number 7, Jimmy McClanahan. Batting fourth and catching number 2, Jacob Igawa. Batting fifth and playing shortstop will be number 8, Mitch Morales. Batting sixth and playing first base, number 13, Kyle Palm. Batting seventh and playing right field will be number 4, Griffin Teicher. And batting eighth and playing second base will be number 11, Jake Kabatabat. Batting ninth and playing left field will be number 37, Bryce Mitchell. And pitching will be number 3, Austin Thomason. The head coach is Greg Lundquist, assisted by Mike Struder and Jason Smyser. Now, we're ready to go. Leading off with the Cheney Diamond Dogs is right fielder number 7, Kyler Castillo. Here's the second pitch. As the first one was a strike. This one fouled off by Castillo. So the count now goes to no balls and 2 strikes. Once again, both these teams coming out of the A pool, and they're both undefeated as they are 1-0. That one missing high for ball 1. Castillo played in the first game, and he was 0 for 2. He did score 1 run. And that one was also fouled off. Count stays at 1 ball, 2 strikes. That one missing for ball 2, so the count now goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. Once again, pitching is number 3, Austin Thomason for the Wave. Swing and a miss there by Castillo. He goes down swinging for out number 1. So Thomason records his first strikeout of the ball game, brings up the center fielder number 24, Wade Rayburn. Rayburn also played in the first game, appeared at the plate twice, still looking for his first hit of the World Series. A swing and a miss there by Rayburn. The fastball at 89 miles an hour by Thomason. Missing for ball 1, so the count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. Missing 2 and 1 now. Beautiful temperature here in Wichita as it is a cool 77 degrees. Swing and a miss there by Rayburn. That will even up the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's currently cloudy with a 10% chance of rain. There is 81 degrees humidity, and the wind is about 4 miles an hour out of the southeast. Full count, and here's the pitch, fouled off to the left side. So Thomason will have to come one more time to to Rayburn. And here's the pitch. That one called strike 3, and that fooled Rayburn as that came in at 79 miles an hour. So the second strikeout, and now we have 2 down as we're in the top half of the first inning. Brings up the left fielder, number 20, Tristan Kennard. Missing for ball 1. Kennard played in the first game and still looking for his first hit as he's 0 for 3. That one popped up to the right-hand side. The right fielder, Tiger, makes the catch for out number 3. So at the end of 1/2 inning play, we have no score. And you're listening to the live stream, courtesy of Park City. Please visit Park City's website at parkcitykansas.com. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Scott Stiles, General Manager of Wichita Burner, right here in beautiful downtown Wichita. I know how important it is to be on a winning team. My winning team of Jim Myers, Ashley Jansen, and Jeff Markowitz are here every day to provide you with the best customer service for your boiler and burner needs. On behalf of our team, we want to wish you and your team the best of luck at this year's 85th Annual NBC World Series. And welcome to Wichita.
And we welcome you back as we go to the bottom half of the first inning. Leading off for the San Diego Waves will be the third baseman, number 14, Brian Rosario. And pitching for the Diamond Dogs will be number 13, Nate Postaway. Rosario played in the first game as he appeared at the plate twice, has 1 hit, scored 2 runs as he's batting .500. So Nate Postaway ready to go defensively for him at first base, number 6, Hastings. The second baseman will be number 3, Vingo Shea. At shortstop, number 1, Rambush. The third baseman is number 2, Ruiz. First pitch by Postaway is outside for ball 1. In the outfield, left fielder will be number 20, Kennard. Center fielder number 24, Rayburn. Right fielder number 7, Castillo. And catching is number 30, Miller. That ball hit into left center field. That's going to be in the gap for extra bases as Rosario is rounding second base. And here comes the throw, but it's not going to be in time. Holding up, it's the second baseman. And Rosario is in with a triple to start off the Waves' bottom half of the first inning. So Rosario records his second hit of the World Series, and it is a triple. Brings up the designated hitter, number 29, Dylan Mackin. Mackin played in the first game. He went 0 for 4. So he's looking for his first hit here in the World Series. First pitch is ball 1. So we're in the bottom half of the first. The ball hits the left side. That's going to get by the third baseman, Ruiz. And a run will score as Rosario comes in. And Mackin gets a base hit and an RBI. The score 1-0 now in favor of the San Diego, California Waves. Now batting will be the center fielder, number 7, Jimmy McClenahan. So the Wave score first here, the bottom half. That pitch by Postaway call, strike one. That was a changeup at 76 miles an hour. So the count is no balls and 1 strike. Here's Postawait's pitch, just missing high, so that will even up the count now at 1-1. McClenahan is from Modesto, California. He's a 6'2", 175 pounders. A junior out of UOP. Count is 2 balls, 1 strike now to McClenahan, as we do have a runner at first base with no outs. There's a check swing, and it is a ball low, so the count will go to 3 balls and 1 strike. There's Postawait's pitch. It is fouled off by McClenahan to the right side. And count goes full now at 3-2. Postawait for the season appeared in 8 ball games. The ball hit into center field. Center fielder making a catch as he went down to his bottom side for out number 2. A great catch there by Wade Rayburn. His feet went from under him, and he was able to get that catch made. So Mackin will remain at first base, and now we have 2 down. That will bring up the catcher number 2, Jacob Igawa. As I was saying, Postawait has appeared in 8 ball games. He started 7. He has pitched 45 2/3 innings, has given up 36 hits, 15 runs, 13 earned runs, 6 base on balls, and has a total of 41 strikeouts, as he has a 2.56 ERA. That one hit in the corner, so the count goes to no balls and 1 strike now to the catcher, Jacob Igawa. That one missing outside. And here's Postawait's pitch. That one also outside, so that takes the count now to 2 balls and 1 strike. We have a runner at second base with 1 down. And the score is 1-0 in favor of the San Diego Waves. Way outside that one will get away from the catcher, Andrew Miller. So Mackin will move over to the third base. And that takes the count to 3 balls and 1 strike. And here's Postawait's pitch. That one hit right up, back up the middle. That's going to be in for a base hit. Mackin will score from third base. Igana will stop at first as he records his first hit of the game and an RBI. 2-0 now in favor of the Waves, as they have 1 down here in the bottom half of the first inning. And here comes head coach Pat Hahn, as there is some action out in the bullpen. So far for the Waves, they've scored 2 runs on 3 hits, as Rosario started off with a triple, was hit in by Mackin as he recorded a base hit and an RBI. And then Mackin scored from third base as Igawa, he got a base hit and an RBI. So 2-0 in favor of the Waves. That will bring up the shortstop number 8, Mitch Morales, with 1 down here in the bottom half of the first. Fouled off by Morales. And Morales did play in the first game. He was 1 for 4 with a double and 1 RBI, batting .250 coming into this ball game. That ball hit to the third baseman. Ruiz goes to second. Bengochea for out number 2, but not able to turn the double play. So Morales will be on at first base with a fielder's choice. And it is a 5-4 putout for out number 2. That will bring up the first baseman, number 13, Kyle Palm. And that is fouled off the foot of Palm. So the count goes no balls, 1 strike. Palm did play in the first game, and he was 1 for 3 in the contest, had 1 base on balls, and had also recorded 1 stolen base as he's batting .333 here for the World Series. Count is 1 ball, 1 strike now to Palm, with Morales at first base and 2 down. The ball hit to the right side. That's going to be foul, as Hastings attempted to get that, but it was in foul territory. Defensively for the Cheney Diamond Dogs, at first base, we have number 6, Hastings. Second baseman will be number 3, Bengochea. Shortstop number 1, Rambush. At third base, number 2, Ruiz. And that one hit to the left side, and that's going to be in the bullpen area of the Waves. So the count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. In the outfield, we have in left field, Kennard. Center field will be number 24, Rayburn, and the right fielder, number 7, Castillo. Catching, number 30, Miller. And once again on the mound for the Dogs, number 13, Nate Postaway. 2 down. Here's the pitch, just missing outside. So that will even up the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. We had some great action here today. We had Colorado beating that San Antonio Angels 8-0 in 8 innings. That one hit into left field for a base hit. And Morales stops at second as Kennard gets that ball in. So now batting will be the right fielder, number 4, Griffin Tiger. And I do believe this is the first game played for Tiger. So this will be his first time to bat here in the World Series. That first pitch by Postaway is called strike 1. So we have runners at first and second with 2 down, as we have 2 runs scored by the Waves here in the bottom half of the first. That is fouled off by Tiger. Following Tiger on deck is Kabatabat. That one missing for ball one, and both runners will advance as that gets away from catcher Andrew Miller. So Morales will now be at third base, Palm at second. That was a wild pitch. And Postaway trying to get out of this inning with any more damage, as he's already allowed 2 runs here in the bottom half of the first inning. There was somebody warming up earlier when Pat Hahn went out to talk to Postaway. Here's the pitch. That one hit into left field. Left fielder coming in. Kennard making the catch for out number 3. At the end of 1, it is the San Diego Waves 2 and the Cheney Diamond Dogs 0. You're listening to the NBC World Series live stream presented by Park City, Kansas. Visit Park City's website at parkcityks.com. We'll be back. And we welcome you back as we go to the top half of the second inning between the Cheney Diamond Dogs, who are the visiting team, and the San Diego Waves. 2-0 in favor of the Waves. Leading off top half of the second for the Dogs will be the catcher number 30, Andrew Miller. Miller did play in the first game. He was 1 for 4. He scored 1 run and 1 strikeout, batting .250. So he's up for the first time here in the ball game. That ball hit to the shortstop Morales. Goes across it. Great pickup there by Kyle Palm as he had to scoop that one up for the out. So it is a 6-3 put out for the first out. That will bring up the designated hitter number 99, Matt Shurich. And Shurich was 1 for 3 in the first ball game. He's batting .333. That ball lifted into center field. Coming in from center field is McClanahan making the catch for out number 2 on 1 swing. Now we have 2 down. That's going to bring up the shortstop number 1, Blake Rambush. Rambush was 0 for 2 in the first game. He did score 1 run, got hit by the pitch 1 time. But he's looking for the first hit here in the World Series. And the first pitch is ball 1 to Rambush. As we're in the top half of the second inning, their ball hit to the right-hand side. And first baseman Palma gets under it and runs to first base for out number 3. So at the end of 1.5, it is the Waves 2 and the Dogs 0. And you're listening to the NBC World Series live stream presented by Park City, Kansas. Visit Park City's website at parkcityks.com. We'll be
from the sea, come to you. I heard the laughing. Come from the sea, come to you. I'm someone like you. Na 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 na. I'm going to Wichita. I'm going to Wichita. I'm going to Wichita. And I'm going to Wichita.
Learn more at visitwichita.com.
And we welcome you back here to X Stadium as we go to the bottom half of the second inning between the Waves, who are up 2-0 over the Cheney Diamond Dogs. That's the San Diego Waves I'm talking about. Brings up the second baseman, number 11, Jai Kabatabat. Leading off for the Waves. And I'm almost positive that he did not play in the first game. That one hit up the middle, and he records his first hit here in the World Series. Kabatabat is on at first base. That is the fifth hit of the ball game. It's going to bring up the left fielder, number 37, Bryce Mitchell. First pitch to Mitchell is ball one. And this also is Mitchell's first time up at the plate in the World Series. Fouled off there by Mitchell. So the count will go now to 1-1 strikes. Kabatabat at first base as he just singled, and we have no outs. 2-0 in favor of San Diego over the Diamond Dogs. Mitchell attempts a bunt, but it is fouled off. We'd like to welcome you all to this telecast. Hope you enjoy it. Don't forget to share. Also like to say a hello to the legendary pitching coach from the San Diego Waves, Mr. Shin. That one swing and a miss there by Bryce Mitchell as he goes down swinging for out number one. John Shin and his wife Kathy, they are from San Diego. They're listening in tonight. And they just sent me a message that said that if the Waves make it to the finals, they are flying out. So we'll see what happens. They were just in Wichita last week. I told you that story a couple nights ago, if you were there. That one fouled off by Rosario. And then that got the catcher for the Cheney Diamond Dogs, Andrew Miller. So home plate umpire heads out and hands the ball to Postal Weight. And the count is no balls, one strike. Here's the next pitch to Rosario, missing outside, so that will even up the count now at 1-1. John and Kathy were asking me for a place to go eat. They wanted the best chicken fried steak. And I took them to a little restaurant in Sedgwick, Kansas, called Size Hoof and Horns. And they said that that was the best chicken fried that they've ever had. So we're glad that you enjoyed it. If you come back, we may hit that spot again. That one fouled off and caught by the catcher for out number two. So Postal Weight records his second strikeout of the ball game. And it's going to bring up the designated hitter, number 29, Dylan Mackin. So there's two down now here in the bottom half of the second inning. The score 2-0 in favor of the Wave over Cheney Diamond Dogs. That called strike one. And here's Postal Weight's pitch. That one is also fouled off. So the count will go to no balls and two strike to Mackin. Mackin recorded a base hit in the first inning and an RBI as Rosario had started off the game with a triple. And later, there's a base hit right down the line, and Mackin's going to be in with extra bases. Going to third base will be Kabatabat. So he ends up at third base, and Dylan Mackin records his second hit of the game as he now has a single and a double for his first 2 times at the plate. That was right down the line. Now batting will be the center fielder, number 7, Jimmy McClanahan. As he flew out to center field in the first inning, he made the first out. There's a pitch by Postaway missing outside for ball 1. We do have a right-handed thrower out in the bullpen for Cheney. I'll try to get a number here. That one missing for ball 2 now. As we have 2 down here in the bottom half of the second inning. The score already 2-0, but runners are in scoring position at second and third for McClanahan. 3-0 now as Postaway misses. Looks like warming up out in the bullpen. That one missing for ball 4. So McClanahan would now go to first base on a base on balls. Mackin is at second, and Kabatabat is at third. And here comes head coach Pat Hahn. This may be it for Nate Postaway, as he gave up 2 runs. I'll give you his numbers in just a second. Looks like coming in to pitch for the Cheney Diamond Dogs will be number 22, Tyler Miller, a right-handed thrower from Conroe, Texas. He's a 6'2", 220-pounder. He's from, his college is Incomate Word University. So Nate Postaway is done for the evening. And I'll give you his final numbers. As Postaway went 1 2/3 innings, gave up 6 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, 1 base on balls, and 2 strikeouts. He faced 12 batters here in the ball game. So now coming in for the Diamond Dogs, number 22, Tyler Miller. He would inherit bases full here in the bottom half of the second inning. There is 2 down, as Postaway did get 2 strikeouts in the second inning. So Tyler Miller ready to go, and he will be facing the catcher number 2, Jacob Igawa. Once again, we have Kabatabat at third base, Mackin at second, and McClanahan at first base. 2 down here in the bottom half second, and Miller misses outside, and a good job there by Andrew Miller. So we got Tyler Miller to Andrew Miller. And the first pitch is ball 1. But a great job there by Andrew Miller to stop that as it was outside. That one is fouled off by Igawa. So that will even up the count now at 1 ball and 1 strike. Jose E.S. says he's watching the game from Spain. And he says, "Go Diamond Dogs. We welcome you to the telecast. Hope you enjoy it. Don't forget to share this telecast, whether you're watching it from YouTube or Facebook. How about liking and sharing? That would even be better." The score is 2-0 in favor of the San Diego Waves over the Cheney Diamond Dogs as we are in the bottom half of the second inning. The bases are loaded with 2 down. The ball hit right back up to the shortstop. Not sure going to be enough in time or not, and he is safe as another run scores. Batabat scores from third base. Moving over to third base will be Mackin. McClanahan will go to second, and Igawa gets a base hit as that hit softly in front of home plate and made its way to the shortstop. But shortstop Brambush hustled in but was not able to get to it in time as he's playing deep in the grass area at shortstop. So now batting will be the shortstop number 8, Mitch Morales. So a base hit there by Igawa and an RBI. That pitch to Morales is strike 1 from Miller. By the way, those runners at when the bases were full will be charged to postal weight if they do score. That one missing outside for ball 1, so the count will even up now at 1 ball and 1 strike. 3-0 in favor of the San Diego Waves over the Cheney, Kansas Diamond Dogs. Cheney, Kansas Diamond Dogs were ranked around 9th or 10th in the nation. That's swing and a miss there by Morales. So the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. I believe their record was 38-6 coming into this World Series. And here Tyler Miller's pitch. That missing outside, and that gets away from Miller. Miller looking around, not able to find the ball as it goes all the way back to screen. Scoring from third base is Mackin. McClanahan goes to third base, and Igawa goes to second. And Andrew Miller looked to the sky and could not find that, as that one went clear back to the net area as it popped up on him. So the score now is 4-0 in favor of the San Diego Waves. And the count is 2 balls, 2 strikes to Mitch Morales. Count still at 2 balls, 2 strikes. And here's Tyler Miller's pitch. Ball hits the right-hand side. Miller's not going to be able to get to it, and nobody's going to be able to get to it as the second baseman, Bingoshea, came in charging but was not able to get a hand on it. So another run scores from third base. McClanahan going to third base is Igawa. And now 3 runs have scored here in the bottom half of the second inning as the San Diego Waves take a 5-0 lead. And now batting for the Waves will be the first baseman, number 13, Kyle Palm. First pitch missing inside for ball 1. So the count is 1 ball and no strikes. And our scoreboard operator, Bob Fry, apparently asleep at the controls. There's the ball hit into short center field, and a great job there by Rambush, the shortstop, going clear behind second base, making the catch. But at the end of 2 innings of play, it is the San Diego, California Waves 5 and the Cheney Diamond Dogs 0. You're listening to the NBC World Series live stream presented by Park City, Kansas. Visit Park City's website at parkcityks.com. We'll be right back.
It's a place where receptions enchant, tastes entice, and your guests celebrate. Banquet and catering at Yaya's Euro Bistro, 21st and Rock Road.
And we welcome you back to the 85th National Baseball Congress World Series, powered by Westar Energy. As we go to the top half of the third inning, the score is 5-0 in favor of the San Diego, California Waves, as they have recorded 5 runs on 8 hits. And up the bat is for the Cheney Diamond Dogs, first baseman number 6, Scott Hastings. First pitch is in there for strike 1. By Thomason. 1-1 the count. Now here's another pitch, ball 2. So that would take the count now to 2 balls and 1 strike. Once again, 5-0. That ball fouled off to the left side. As this is Hastings' first appearance here in the World Series. Did not play in the first game. Tomlinson has a total of 26 pitches already here in the third. Then a walk given up to Hastings as he allows the first runner for the Diamond Dogs on at first base with a walk. We'll bring up the third baseman, number 2, Ethan Ruiz. And Ruiz, this is his first time at the plate here in the World Series. First pitch is ball 1 to Ruiz. So we got Hastings on at first base with a walk with no out here in the top half of the third. That one also missing outside for ball 2. Well, the San Diego Waves have already put across 5 runs on 8 hits, and that ball getting away from catcher Igawa. And going to second base is Scott Hastings on a wild pitch. One thing you want to do against good teams, and that's to keep it as close as possible. Of course, the Cheney Diamond Dogs can put many runs across. I've seen them play many times this year. That one's called strike 1. There's a reason why they're ranked 9th or 10th in the nation. That one just missing for ball 4. So back-to-back walks to the Diamond Dogs, as Hastings is at second base and Ruiz at first now with a walk. And that brings up the second baseman, number 3, Ramon Vingochea. So Vingochea is now up to the plate, and he did appear in the last ball game. A bunt laid down by Vingochea, and that great sacrifice as he moves the runners in scoring position. Hastings will move to third base. Ruiz to second, as Thomason picked that up and went to first base for out number 1. So that's a sacrifice by Vingoshea for out one. That brings up the right fielder, number 7, Kyler Castillo. Fouled off by Castillo. And a good catch by somebody in the audience as the fans give them a round of applause. Once again, runners at second and third with one down. And the Cheney Diamond Dogs are threatening. Count is 1 ball, 1 strike as that one misses. Castillo was 0 for 2 in the first game and is 0 for 1 here as he struck out in the first inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Castillo. And Austin Thomason ready with the pitch. Here he goes. That one hit to the right-hand side. That's going to be in foul territory. So the count will stay at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Got a great group of a great audience here tonight as the Cheney Diamond Dogs are in town. Cheney located about southwest of here. There's called strike 3 to Castillo. So he goes down looking for out number 2. That will bring up the center fielder, number 24, Wade Rayburn. And Castillo has struck out now twice here in the ball game. So Austin Thomason got what he needed. A ball hit to the right side. It will be foul. So here in the top half, third inning, with the score 5-0 in favor of the San Diego Wave. If you're just now joining us, we are in the top half of the third inning. That one missing for ball 1, so that will take the count now to 1 ball, 1 strike. And here's Thomason's pitch. Check swing, and he checks with the field umpire, says it didn't go, so that will take the count now to 2-1. Thomason looking for a base hit that could possibly score 2 runs and get things just a little closer, as that one missing outside for ball 3. So 3-1 now the count, as the score is 5-0 in favor of the San Diego. And here's Thomason's pitch. That one missing inside. That'll be ball 4. So Rayburn will be on with a walk. So the bases are loaded now for left fielder, number 20, Tristan Kennard. And here comes coach for the San Diego Waves as he heads out, and the infield comes in to talk to Austin Thomason. Come up with a plan on somehow to get the third out, as he has walked the first 2 batters here in the top half of the third inning. Then a sacrifice by Vingoshea. And then Castillo struck out looking. And then Rayburn just walked, which is the 3rd walk of the inning. So Kennard is up there for the Diamond Dogs with 2 down. Again, we hope you enjoy the telecast. Don't forget to share. And here's the pitch. That one, and they're going to have a pickoff at second base. Not going to be in time. What a great throw there by Igawa and Morales, both working well together. But Ruiz hustled back to the bag. That was right on the money. by Igawa. That one calls strike one to Kennard. So the count will even up now at 1 ball and 1 strike. Two down. That one low for ball 2. And Austin Thomason thought that might have been Anthony's. By the way, our umpires at home plate is Jeff Spicek. Oh, that one's going to get away from the catcher. That goes all the way back to the screen. Hastings will score from third base. Moving over to third base is Ethan Ruiz, and over to second is Wade Rayburn. So the score now 5-1 on a wild pitch by Austin Thomason. The count is 3 balls and 1 strike to Tristan Kennard. That one hit in the inside corner, so that will take the count to full now at 3-2. And here's Thomason's pitch. That ball hit to the shortstop. Shortstop Morales will go to first. And he overthrows it at first base. So 2 runs will score. And going to second base will be Kennard. As he threw that one, he was kind of hopping up a little bit. And that just sailed on him as it goes over first baseman. First baseman tried to make the play but was not able to. So that will be an error on the shortstop. As 2 runs scores, Ruiz scores from third base, and Rayburn will score from second. The score now 5-3 in favor of the Wave. Now batting is the catcher number 30, Andrew Miller. So Miller now up at the plate with 2 down, and the score 5-3. There's an error there by the shortstop. That one fouled back by Miller. That will even up the count now at 1 ball and 1 strike. A great job of running there by Rayburn as that ball was hit to the left side of shortstop. That one off the foot of Miller. And he just kept running, never slowed down as that throw was made to first base, knowing that if the play was made, he was going to be out anyway at first. So it wouldn't have mattered, but a lot of kids will stop running and start pacing in instead of running full blast. Well, Rayburn didn't do that. He just ran full speed and was able to score from second base. So great job of base running there by Wade Rayburn. And here's the pitch. That one missing outside. That also gets away from the catcher, Igawa. Going to third base is Tristan Kennard. And another wild pitch by the pitcher. So the score is 5-3 with a runner at third base and 2 down. 2-2 now the count. That one missing outside, and Igawa had to backhand that in the left-handed batter's bat. He just scooped it up and came up with his hands with the glove to make that stop. Otherwise, that would have gone back to the fence, and another run would have scored. So a great defensive play there by Igawa. That ball hit foul along the left-hand side, third base side, that is. So the score is 5-3. And still 2 down here in the top half of the third inning. That ball, hard hit ball into left center field. That's going to be in the gap. Going back to his left fielder. Not going to be able to get to it is Mitchell. So that's going to be extra bases for Andrew Miller. In with a triple, and another run scores as Kennard comes in from third base. And Miller records a triple. That was right at about the 375 mark in left center field. Mitchell took off but was just not able to get to it. McClanahan also was there as that went off the wall. Now batting will be the designated hitter number 99, Matt Shurich. So Andrew Miller is on at third base with a triple and an RBI. The score now 5-4 in favor of another hit right up the middle as Shurich records his first hit of the game. And Miller scores from third base. And we are all tied up now at 5 apiece. That will bring up the 9th batter to the plate here in this inning as shortstop number 1, Blake Rambush, comes up. So 5 runs have come across here. Ball hit to the second baseman. Second baseman Kabatabat goes to first for out number 3. So a 4-3 put out, but not before the Dawgs score 5 runs. So at the end of 2.5, the score tied up at 5 apiece. You're listening to the NBC World Series live stream presented by Park City, Kansas. Visit Park City's website at parkcityks.com. We'll be right back.
It has been a wet day across Kansas, but especially for Wichita. I'm Storm Track 3 meteorologist Taylor Cox, and we're going to be seeing some spotty showers lingering across Wichita today, but for the most part, most will be staying dry. 84 is the high today, and that's rather cool for these August temperatures. 75 in the evening, 67 overnight. That's our low tonight, and as we do move to the evening hours, those rain chances will be decreasing as well. Tomorrow will be staying dry. Have a great day at the ball game.
And we welcome you back to X Stadium for the 85th National Baseball Congress World Series, powered by Westar Energy. This is Frank Martinez, your play-by-play announcer, as we go to the bottom half of the 3rd inning. The Cheney Diamond Dogs scored 5 runs off of 2 hits, 1 error, and 1 left on base in the top half of the 3rd to tie this game up at 5 apiece. Leading off for the Waves will be the right fielder number 4, Griffin Teicher. Teicher is 0 for 1 here in the ball game as he flew out to left field to make the 3rd out in the 1st inning. And Tyler Miller is in relief of Nate Postaway. He goes down 2 balls to no strikes to Teicher as we are in the bottom half of the 3rd. That hits Teicher in the legs, so Teicher will be heading over to first base as a hit batsman. That would bring up the second baseman. Number 11, Jai Kabatabat. And I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I checked with the coach, and it's amazing what the brain does when you think you hear something and then you come up here all the way from downstairs and somehow you talk yourself into something else. But I did write it down, and I wrote down Kabatabat. So that's what we're going to stick with. That one was fouled off by Kabatabat. Teicher on at first base on a hit batsman. Well, the score is tied up at 5 apiece. That one fouled off by Kabatabat. So he goes down to no balls to 2 strikes. Score is tied up at 5 apiece. If you're just now joining us, San Diego scored 2 runs in the bottom half of the 2nd inning and 3 runs in the bottom half correction, 2 runs in the bottom half of the first inning and 3 runs in the bottom half of the second to make it 5-0. And there goes a flying bat into the man-made dugout of the San Diego Waves. As he goes down swinging, and the bat goes flying into the dugout. We have 3/10 as a third base dugout, as the third base dugout is under construction. And that brings up the left fielder, number 37, Bryce Mitchell. There's history between the Waves and flying bats. Isn't that right, Mr. John Shin? I remember a game I had just got through announcing, PA announcing. As you all know, I've been PA announcer here for 25 years on the NBC, and went down to go talk to some people down at the third base side. The San Diego Waves were up at the plate. Pitcher threw the ball. Kathy said that he swung at it and it shattered. A piece shattered off the bat. Well, the bat went flying into the audience and goes over my head. Ball gets away from the catcher. So Teicher will move over to second base. And I believe that will be another wild pitch. This one on Miller. Anyway, the bat goes flying over my head, but I dive down to the ground between the seats, and it hits the back of the seat, and on the handle part, and the barrel of the bat came down and hit me right square in the back, along my hip area, and I ended up getting a big bruise out of it, probably about 8 inches long. And there's a walk to Mitchell, so he'll be on at first base. Anyway, after the ball game, legendary pitching coach John Shin, as we're walking out, the Wave just happened to be walking out, and he says, "Hey, so-and-so," I don't remember what his name was, but he says, "See this guy here? This is the guy you hit in the audience." And he says, "Oh, I'm sorry about that." And I said, "Well, at least you could sign the bat for me." And one of the kids had already taken the bat, I believe. But anyway, that happened in the NBC World Series many years ago. So that flying bat just reminded me of that. Count is 1 ball, no strikes to Rosario as he's up there with runners at first and second. That calls strike 1. Tyler Miller on the mound for the Cheney Diamond Dogs. Once again, we're all tied up at 5 apiece here as we are in the bottom half of the third inning. There is runners at first and second with 1 down. The infield's at double play depth. And the ball hits to the pitcher. Goes to first for out number 2. So Tyler Miller grabbed that ball. So it'll be a 1-3 put out for the second out. And that'll bring up for the Waves the designated hitter, number 29, Dylan Mackin. All right, well, back here, I just happened to see the commissioner from the Sunflower League, Casey Walkup. I've asked him to come in since the Sunflower League is doing very well here in the NBC World Series. So he'll be joining me here in just a second. Once again, Mackin is 2 for 2 here in the ball game as he came in 0 for 4 for the World Series. Ball hit into the infield. Bingo Shea gets under it, makes the catch for out number 3. So at the end of 3 innings of play, is score tied up at 5 apiece. You're listening to NBC World Series live stream presented by Park City, Kansas. Visit Park City's website at parkcityks.com. We'll be right back.
Lawn Buddy, everybody, best buddy, cuddle buddy, Lawn Buddy, push button, get lawn care. Lawn Buddy, sports buddy, coffee buddy, golf buddy, Lawn Buddy, mow your lawn from anywhere. Download Lawn Buddy from the crack of dawn, buddy. Mow your lawn for cheap and they can do it while you sleep. Trimming, edging, doggy doo-doo, they do that too. Lawn Buddy, hey, download the app today.
And we welcome you back for the 85th National Baseball Congress World Series as we go to the top half of the 4th inning. And the score tied up at 5 apiece. Leading off for the Cheney Diamond Dogs will be the first baseman, number 6, Scott Hastings. And joining me here is Casey Walkup, the commissioner for the Sunflower League. Well, Casey, I've noticed you being here the last couple of nights watching the Sunflower League teams. How have they done so far, and how are you feeling about it?
Well, they haven't made it easy on me scheduling-wise.
Ball hits at the second baseman. Cabata bat goes to Palm for out number 1.
But, you know, our team's been successful, man. It's been awesome. I believe we were 13-2 in the first week. We were 15-4 going into...
He said nothing's coming through. Let's try this one here. All right, we'll get Casey on here in just a second. We're trying to get the microphones working here. We do have 2 down now as Ruiz is out. I'll have to take a look and see exactly what happened to Ruiz. He went down swinging on strike 3. So there's 2 down. Ball hit to the shortstop. Morales goes to first for out number 3. So it's a 1-2-3 inning for the Diamond Dogs. And at the end of 3.5 innings of play, the score tied up at 5 apiece. You're listening to the NBC World Series live stream presented by Park City, Kansas. Visit Park City's website at parkcityks.com. We'll be right back.
What do you see? I see my daughter, a strong and independent woman. A skilled expert, living her life, and an inspiration to others. What do you see?
All right, we welcome you back as we go to the bottom half of the 4th inning. The score tied up between the San Diego, California Waves and the Cheney, Kansas Diamond Dogs. Leading off for the Waves. Will be number 7, Jimmy McClenahan. Swing and a miss there by McClenahan. Once again, we are in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Pitching for the Cheney Diamond Dogs is Tyler Miller. Swing and a miss there by McClenahan as he strikes out for out number 1. Now batting will be the catcher number 2, Jacob Igawa. All right, now we have Casey Walkup, the commissioner for the Sunflower League. They have 4 teams here in the championship week. And Casey, what do you think about how the Sunflower League has been done so far here in the NBC World Series?
Well, it's hard to complain when you've won 15 games. I think going into the day we were 15-5. We had Cheney playing tonight, so obviously they were 1-0 full play. And just being able to have see if this one works. Being able to have this many teams in the championship week has been something that's been really good for us.
All right, we have 2 down now as Igawa made an out. Now batting will be the shortstop number 8, Mitch Morales. Let's see if this is on or not here. Are you able to hear us? Go ahead and say something, Casey, here. Once again, well, we do have Casey Walkup, the commissioner. Hopefully his mic will be working this time.
Coming into this inning, the first 2 innings, it was all San Diego Waves, but Cheney putting up that 5 spot's been very, very big for the Diamond Dogs.
Hey, that one might work.
Okay.
Sounds like I got a little bit.
Can you hear me now?
Got a little static in my ear, so maybe that's coming through now.
Okay. All right. Mitch Morales is up. Sorry about that. The count is 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Morales as we are in the bottom half of the 4th inning. And I guarantee you we'll get Casey on here in just a second. Call strike 3 as Morales goes down. So it's a 1-2-3 inning for the Waves. The score is still tied up after 4. And you're listening to the NBC World Series live stream presented by Park City, Kansas. Visit Park City's website at parkcityks.com. We'll be right back.
What do you see? I see a new day. To continue my journey, riding towards my goal, to create the life I've always wanted. I do what it takes, and now I ride to my dream job. What do you see?
All right, we welcome you to the top half of the 5th inning. The Cheney Diamond Dogs are up. And now batting for the Dogs will be the right fielder, number 7, Kyler Castillo. Castillo has struck out twice here in the ball game as he's looking for his first hit of the game. Ball hit to the right-hand side, and the right fielder making a great catch out in right field for the Waves. That's Griffin Teicher. And Casey, we're going to try this one more time here. I think we've finally got the mics set up. We welcome you here. Like I say, the Sunflower League doing well, and you want to let us know what your thoughts are on it.
Well, when you're successful and have a winning record, that's the best thing that you can possibly do when you come into the NBC World Series with both of our teams advancing through the through the first week. It's been awesome. I mean, we were 13-3, I believe, with two of the losses coming to our own teams in the first week, and coming into tonight we were 15-5. Unfortunately, we had 2 losses in the first round of pool play, but we also had 2 wins. So tonight we got the Cheney Diamond Dogs looking to pick up that second win, and honestly, I think this is the toughest pool in championship week. When you have the Seattle Studs and the San Diego Wave and Cheney Diamond Dogs. Those are teams that I believe have won 25-plus games in the last couple of years in the NBC World Series. So, I think if Cheney can get a win tonight, I think it'd be a huge feather in their cap moving forward.
Well, Rayburn goes down looking for out number 2. And now coming up at the bat for the Dogs is the left fielder, number 20, Tristan Kennard. Well, like I say, you just got to be ecstatic about how well they've done. And, even the losses that we've had have not been by much,
No, well, perfect example. You got the Hayesville Aviators last night taking on the defending champion Santa Barbara Foresters. They lost 1-0.
Yeah.
And, honestly, coming into a tournament, you never know what your league is like or what the competition is like. Santa Barbara year in and year out is kind of the benchmark. And when we have our second place team play them to a 1-0 game, and it was a heck of a baseball game last night, I knew that we have something special in the Sunflower Collegiate League with as far as being able to compete against teams like the best teams in the NBC World Series, especially coming off of a Diamond Dogs win against the Seattle Studs, another perennial power in the NBC.
Yeah, both. I think since 2010, it's either been the Studs or it's been the Forsters winning the championship, except for when the major leaguers came in. And so they've kind of been trading off there on winning the championship. So, like you say, with the Diamond Dogs winning that game, just made it very special. Now batting for the Dogs is the catcher, number 30, Andrew Miller, as Kennard takes a walk and is now standing at first base. There is 2 down here in the top half of the 5th inning with the score tied up at 5 apiece. Miller fouls that off. Well, I wanted to get you on because I know that this year you did something special. You put the Collegiate League where they were able to play games here at X Stadium and showcase them every Tuesday. And luckily KGSO got on board and was able to call those games. And were you thrilled with that?
Oh, of course. I mean, when you have crazy ideas like that, just being able to play at X Stadium, it was like, man, I don't know if we can do it, but I'm going to sure try. And then I had lunch with Doug Downs and talked to him about seeing if KGSO would like to be a radio partner, and he was all about it. And being able to get that done where we had 2 games every Tuesday night on local radio, and it was live every Tuesday night. I mean, that's something that there's no summer collegiate league around Wichita that's been able to say that they've been able to do that in the past. So we were also able to play our All-Star game on TV across the state of Kansas. So those are things that we'll continue to try to build on and continue to make our league something that's hopefully attractive for summer college baseball players to come and play in.
Foul ball there by Miller as the count is 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kennard is on at first base with 2 down. Score tied up at 5 apiece here in the top half of the 5th. Well, what I liked about it is not only the fact that the teams got a chance to play here and be on the radio, but there's a lot of teams that weren't going to make the NBC World Series, and they got a chance to play here on the field that the World Series is on.
Definitely, and I think coming into, obviously we got 3 more teams in the World Series than we had planned on, but the 3 teams that did qualify, the one that qualified and is not here is the Hutch Monarchs, as Miller gets a base hit to the left side of the infield. Shortstop couldn't come up with it. Now he puts runners on first and second with 2 outs. But, being able for those guys to be able to play here, the Hutchinson Monarchs they were eliminated by Great Bend in the last final game of the first week. So, but those guys being able to play here, I think that helps them coming into the tournament. But to be able to come and play in a venue like this, some of these kids have never seen or definitely never stepped foot on a facility like X Stadium here.
Yeah, that last play, they're going to give an error to the shortstop there. And so now we do have runners at first and second. Now batting is the designated hitter, number 99, Matt Shurich. And so there is 2 down here in the top half of the 5th. Well, like I say, it's just a great deal that you did, that you put together. I know it took a lot of volunteers and stuff, but to have the idea and to have the courage to put it out there to
or
people.
Craziness. I don't know
the
if it
crazy.
was courage or what it was.
That's
Shane Dennis told me that he thought I was crazy, but it was whatever it was. It ended up working out, and that's the way you hope when you're having crazy dreams of doing things that might be a little bit bigger than you might think you can pull off.
Well, like I say, I did want to put you on for a little bit just to let you know that we really appreciate the thought that you had and like I say, I think it worked out and hopefully that it will continue because it was just a great thing to have. And like I say, a lot of these teams got a chance to play here. And then the staff and management here at WSU has been I bet you it's been a plus to make things work.
Well, you would think that they would be thrilled, man, because it's no secret. I think anybody around this organization, being an alum of Wichita State baseball, that there hadn't been a whole lot of support and a whole lot of fire around Wichita State baseball in the last few years. And with the Eric Wedge hire, I think it'd be great. And we've had some events to be able to bring some people out to X Stadium and get people fired up back out here at Wichita State.
A swing and a miss there, and that will end the top half.
From the sea, come to you. I heard the laughing. Come from the sea, come to you. I'm someone like you. Na 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 na. I'm going to Wichita. I'm going to Wichita. I'm going to Wichita. And I'm going to Wichita.
Learn more at visitwichita.com.
And we welcome you back as we go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. The score tied up at 5 apiece. Well, I want to thank the Sunflower Collegiate League Commissioner, Casey Walkup, on joining us here and give us a little insight of what happened here this summer as they had featured the Collegiate League in, I think it was 5 or 6 different Tuesdays plus the All-Star game and then the championship week that they had here on the playoffs. So, once again, we thank him for the vision and also thank KGSO for broadcasting all the games. All right, the count goes 2 balls, no strikes. Let's get back to baseball here. And now batting will be the first baseman, number 13, Kyle Palm. One of the other reasons I did want to get him on was the fact that the collegiate leagues are doing very well here in the NBC World Series. Count is 3-0 now to Palm, as we are in the bottom half of the 5th inning. The score tied up at 5 apiece if you're just now joining us. Hard hit ball, foul. The San Diego Wave scored 2 runs in the bottom half of the 2nd inning to make it 2-0. Then they scored 3 runs in the bottom half of the 2nd inning to make it 5-0. But then the Cheney Diamond Dogs scored 5 runs in the top half of the third to tie it up, and that's where we're at now. The line for Cheney is 5 runs on 2 hits and no errors. And the line for the San Diego Waif is 5 runs on 8 hits and 2 errors. The count is full now at 3-2 to Kyle Palm, left-handed batter. Palm's from Moretta, California. He's a 6'1", 180 pounders. He's a freshman where he's undecided where he's going to be going. There's a swing and a miss there by Palm as he goes down swinging for out number 1. That's going to bring up the right fielder number 4, Griffin Teicher. Teicher got hit his last time up at the plate and went to second base on a wild pitch where he was left stranded. Missing for ball 1 is Miller. So the count is 1 ball, no strikes. Tyler Miller. Has gone 2 2/3 innings. He's given up 2 hits, 1 base on balls, and struck out 4 so far as he has faced 12 batters. Count is 2-0 now to Teicher. And here's Miller's pitch. That missing high for ball 3. So 3-0 now the count. Call strike 1 on the outside corner. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out here in the bottom half of the 5th. And then missing for ball 4, so Teicher will be going to first base on a walk. And that will bring up Jai Kabatabat. As he struck out his last time at the plate, and then he got a base hit in the second inning and also scored a run. That ball hit to the right-hand side. Right fielder Castillo moving to his left, making the catch, and then throws to first base, but not in time. Boy, what a throw there by Castillo. As hustling back was Teicher. Almost got him at first base, almost doubled him up. A great catch and throw there by Castillo, as there is now 2 down here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. That will bring up the left fielder, number 37, Bryce Mitchell. Ball hit right up, back up the middle, second base bed. Shea touches second base for the force out. So at the end of 5 innings of play, we're all tied up at 5 apiece. And you're listening to the NBC World Series live stream presented by Park City, Kansas. Visit Park City's website at parkcityks.com. We'll be right back.
What do you see? I see a new day. To continue my journey, riding towards my goal. To create the life I've always wanted. I do what it takes. And now I ride to my dream job. What do you see?
And we welcome you back as we go to the top half of the 6th inning. The score tied up between the Cheney, Kansas Diamond Dogs and the San Diego, California Waves. This is Frank Martinez. I'm your play-by-play announcer for tonight's ball game. We hope you're enjoying the telecast. Don't forget to share and like on YouTube, also on Facebook. Leading off the top half of the sixth inning for the Dogs will be the shortstop, number 1, Blake Rambush. Rambush is 0 for 2 here tonight. First pitch missed for the ball 1. That one in for a strike, so the count will go to 1 ball, 1 strike. Called strike 2 by home plate umpire. The ball hit to the shortstop, Morales. He goes to first for out number 1. So a 6-3 put out. And the pitcher for the Waves is number 19, Tim Carlson from San Diego, California, 6'4", 180-pounder. Now batting will be the first baseman, number 6, Scott Hastings. That fly ball to shortstop as he jumps up and makes the catch. Morales for out number 2. That will bring up the third baseman, number 2, Ethan Ruiz. We'll give you the final numbers for Thomason. He went 5 innings, gave up 2 hits, 5 runs, 1 earned run, 4 base on balls, and 6 strikeouts as he faced 23 batters. Fouled off by Ruiz. And once again, the new pitcher is number 19, Tim Carlson. And here's Carlson's pitch, missing for ball 1. So that will even up the count now at 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's Carlson's pitch. That one fouled off to the right-hand side. That's going to be out of play. Take the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes. We have 2 down here in the top half of the 6th inning. The score tied up at 5 apiece. I knew that the Cheney Diamond Dogs would be explosive as they can rattle off runs in an inning like they did in the 3rd inning. Seen them play many times this year and called many games where they were involved in the ball game. Count stays at 1 ball, 2 strikes. As there's quite a gap between right field and the center fielder. That ball getting away from the catcher. So the count will go to 2 balls and 2 strikes. As the right fielder is playing more down the line. Left fielder playing back just a little bit. That one missing outside. So the count will go full now at 3-2. Diamond Dogs are looking for a base runner any way they can get one, as there is 2 down here in the top half of the 6th. Ball hit to the right-hand side. Begg, who just came into the ball game, goes to first base for out number 3. So a 4-3 put out. So at the end of 5.5, we have score tied up at 5 apiece. And you're listening to the NBC World Series live stream presented by Park City, Kansas. Visit Park City's website at parkcityks.com. We'll be right back.
Man, this is serious business. You got to have an appetite for this kind of thing. You got to have a hunger to succeed.
Side effects may include hilarity, laughter, smiles, childlike behavior, lots of good feelings, and making of a lifelong friend.
Mentoring. It's easier than you think and serious fun. Change the game.
And we welcome you back to the 85th National Baseball Congress World Series as we go to the bottom half of the sixth inning. The score tied up at 5 apiece, and leading all for the Waves will be the third baseman, number 14, Brian Rosario. So Rosario is up there, a left-handed batter. Count goes to 1-1 strike. Apparently I missed a change in the lineup. I'll get that straightened out here. Ball hit to the third baseman, Rambush. Goes to first base for out number 1. So Rosario's out with a 5-3 putout. And we'll bring up the designated hitter, number 29, Dylan Mackin. There is some changes on the defensive side for the Cheney Diamond Dogs. Rambush, who was playing shortstop, is now at third base. Mingo Shea, who is playing second base, moves to short. Ball hits the right field and he throws to first, but not going to be in time. What a heads-up play there by Castillo, as that was a line shot into right field. And the right fielder Castillo picks it up on one hop, and he throws it to first base, but was not in time. So in there with a base hit is Mackin. And I think Mackin saw that, so he hustled down to first base. Now batting the center fielder, number 7, Jimmy McClenahan. Swing and a miss there by McClenahan as the count goes to no balls and 1 strike. Runner at first base as Mackin just reached on a hit to right field. And there is 1 down here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Call strike 1. Or call correction, strike 2, that is. So the count goes no balls, 2 strikes to McClenahan. That one missing high for ball 1. And for those of you that are interested, that swing and a miss there by McClenahan. Going to second base was Mackin. And he's in safely with a stolen base, but there is 2 outs now as McClenahan went down swinging. And I'll bring up the catcher, number 2, Jacob Igawa. Coming in to play second base is number 0, Dodge. For Cheney Diamond Dogs. And it's Cheney Dodge from Louisiana, 5'9", 180 pounders from Northwestern Louisiana University. So I'll have to make that change. Ball hit into short center field. Backing up is Dodge, making the catch for out number 3. So at the end of 6 innings of play, the score tied up at 5 apiece between the Dogs and the Waves. And you're listening to the NBC World Series live stream presented by Park City, Kansas. Visit Park City's website at parkcityks.com. We'll be right back.
No one should live a life burdened with type 1 diabetes. And the day is coming when nobody will, because we're here to cure it. And we're working to improve the lives of those affected by this relentless disease today by finding new therapies and advancing them to market, by advocating for greater access and better choices, by deepening our understanding of the disease. At JDRF, we're fighting T1D. We're making life better for those who live with it while creating a world without it.
And we welcome you back as we go to the top half of the seventh inning. Leading off for the Cheney Diamond Dogs will be now the shortstop, number 3, Ramon Bengochea, as he moved from second base to shortstop. Shortstop Rambush moved from shortstop to third base. And came in the last inning. As a matter of fact, that was the last batter. It was Cheney Dodge, pinch hitting, and he is number 0, now playing second base. That one hits Bengochea, so he will go to first base and hit batsman. And now batting will be the right fielder, number 7, Kyler Castillo. Here in the top half of the seventh inning, runner at first base and squaring around a bunt is Castillo. She tries to lay it down the first base side. The third baseman, Rosario, was coming in charging. Tim Carlson is in his second inning of work now. Here in the top half of the seventh inning. Once again, Castillo will probably try to lay a bunt down here as he squares around, lays a bunt down the first base side. First baseman's coming in. Now it's going to just tag him. And a great job there by Castillo as he lays that sacrifice down. Unassisted at first base for out number 1. But moving over to second base will be Ramon Bengochea. And now coming up to the plate for the Dogs will be the center fielder, number 24, Wade Rayburn. Ball hit to the left side, and that is foul. So the count goes no balls, 1 strike now to Rayburn. And it's a funny story about Bengochea. All season long, we've been calling games against him, and everybody has always called him Bengochea. And tonight, for some reason, I have no idea, I decided to ask Pat Hahn, okay, how do you say his name? And because just something told me it wasn't correct. And he told me something completely different. And so I stopped and talked to another coach, and I said, all this time I've been calling him Bengochea. I guess I'm not too old to learn something. And he says, well, I thought it was Bengochea because you always called him Bengochea. So that's what I thought his name was. So I said, you know what? I'm going to ask the young man exactly how to pronounce his name. And he told me Bengochea, which is completely different than what the head coach told me. And I had the same situation happen yesterday, and I finally somebody on the YouTube, one of the parents said, "That's not how we pronounce our name." And I say, "Well, I'm sorry, but I just got it from the coach, and that's the way they were pronouncing it." The ball hit into left center field. A run's going to come around as Vingoshea comes around third base, and in for extra bases is Wade Rayburn as he records his first hit of the game, a double and an RBI. And now the Cheney Kansas Diamond Dogs take a 6-5 lead here in the top half of the 7th inning. That was a hard hit ball into left center field, right at about the 375 mark, where the left fielder and the center fielder both had to go pick it up, but not before a run scored. So now batting will be the left fielder, number 20, Tristan Kennard. First pitch to Kennard is ball one. So a double for Rayburn and a run scored. The score now is 6-5. A hard hit ball into center field. The center fielder, McClenahan, moves to his right and makes the catch for out number 2. So we have 2 down here now in the top half of the 7th inning. There is a runner at second base. That is Rayburn. And that'll bring up the catcher number 30, Andrew Miller. And I believe Andrew Miller was one of the top RBI guys in the Sunflower League. Him with Enzo the Boom Bonventry from the Newton Rebels were both at 45 at one time. And here's the pitch. That hit Miller, so he will be going to first base as a hit batsman. As that got a little close, and I believe it hit him in the elbow area. So Miller will now be at first. Rayburn at second. And here comes coach for the San Diego Waves. Going to come out and talk. There is some action out in the bullpen. And out there warming up is number 20, R.J. Gaines, an ex-Newton Rebel player. So they're still talking it out on the mound. And staying in is Tim Carlson. As we are here in the top half of the 7th inning. Pitch is strike one to Church. That ball hit to the right-hand side. And moving to the right and making that catch was Tiger for out number 3, but not before 1 run scores. So at the end of 6.5, it is the Diamond Dogs 6 and the Wave 5. You're listening to the NBC World Series live stream presented by Park City, Kansas. Visit Park City's website at parkcityks.com. We'll be right back.
What do you see? I'll tell you what I don't see. I don't see a dropout. I don't see laid off. I don't see hopeless. I see our future, bright and prosperous. What do you see?
And we welcome you back as we go to the bottom half of the seventh inning. The score now is the Cheney, Kansas Diamond Dogs 6 and the San Diego, California Waves 5. Leading off for San Diego will be the shortstop, number 8, Mitch Morales. First pitch by Miller is called strike one. Swing and a miss there by Morales. Apparently that first pitch was a ball because this count on is saying 1-1 now. Swing and a miss. It was strike 3 there. That's kind of what I thought. Sometimes Point Street gets it wrong, so that is out number 1 here in the bottom half of the seventh inning. And now batting will be the first baseman, number 13, Kyle Palm. Palm struck out his last time at the plate. Flew out to the shortstop to make the third out in the second inning and had a base hit in the first and was left stranded at second base. Ball hit to the third base side is foul. So far, the line reads for the Cheney Diamond Dogs 6 runs on 3 hits and no errors. And the line for San Diego Waves reads 5 runs on 9 hits and 2 errors. Here's the pitch by Miller, missing for ball 1, so that will take the count. To 1-1. That one missing inside for ball 2. 2-1 now the count to Kyle Palm. This is looking to get on base to try to get a base runner on to try to tie the ball game up here as we are in the bottom half of seventh. A swing and a miss there by Palm, and that will even up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Call strike 3 against Palm. And now batting will be the right fielder, number 4, Griffin Teicher. So there is 2 down here in the bottom half of the seventh inning. And here's Miller's pitch. Call strike 1. Oh, and 2 now the count as we have 2 down here in the bottom half of the seventh. And here's Miller's pitch missing into the ground. So the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Been a great ball game here. Once again, the San Diego Waves started off fast and furious. They scored 2 runs in the first and 3 in the second to take a 5-0 lead. Until the top half of the third inning where the Cheney Diamond Dogs scored 5 runs on 2 hits, 1 error, and they left 1 on base. That ball hit into left field. Left fielder Bernard makes the catch for out number 3. So at the end of 7 innings of play, it is the Diamond Dogs 6 and the Waves 5. And you're listening to the NBC World Series live stream presented by Park City, Kansas. Visit Park City's website at parkcityks.com. We'll be right back. And we welcome you back to X Stadium as you're watching the Cheney, Kansas Diamond Dogs, who are ahead 6-5 over the San Diego, California Waves. And we have a new pitcher now for the San Diego Waves. That will be number 20, R.J. Gaines from Mansfield, Arkansas. It's a 6'1", 230-pounder. He's a graduate out of Friends University. He played this summer for the Newton Rebels. Count goes to 3-0 now by R.J. Gaines. And Gaines appeared in 12 ball games as he was 3-1. Ball 4 now to Chris Begg. Correction, that's Blake Rambush. Will be on with a walk. It's going to bring up the first baseman, number 6, Scott Hastings. Gaines pitched 28 innings. Gave up 28 hits, 16 runs, 12 earned runs, 4 base on balls, and had 27 strikeouts. As he had a 3.86 ERA. A stolen base there by Rambush. Now standing at second base. Insurance runs here for the Diamond Dogs as Scott Hastings is looking for his first hit here in the ball game. Call strike 1 against Hastings. So the count is 1 ball, 1 strike. R.J. Gaines now the pitcher as he misses high for ball 2. As he is a pickup by the San Diego Waves. 3-1 now the count. We do have a runner at second base as he reached on a walk and then stowed second with no outs here in the top half of the 8th inning. And here's Gaines' pitch. Ball hit to the left side. Third baseman Rosario backing up but not able to make the play as Mitchell was also coming from left field and Morales from shortstop. And that's just nothing but a long foul ball. So the count is full now at 3-2 to Scott Hastings. Once again, he's 0-2 for the World Series as he reached on a base on balls in the 3rd inning and scored a run. Grounded out to the second baseman in the 4th and flew out to the shortstop in the 6th inning as he made the second out. And here's Gaines' pitch. Ball hit to the right side. That's going to be a foul ball. That didn't miss by much for being extra bases. So the count stays at full at 3-2. Once again, we hope you're enjoying the broadcast. That ball hit to the second baseman. Bat goes to first base at Palm for out number 1. So a 4-3 put out, and Rambush will move to third base on the play. And that will bring up the second baseman, number 0, Cheney Dodge. Dodge grounded out to the second baseman in the 6th inning. So he's 0 for 1 here in the World Series. That one fouled off. It's no balls and 1 strike, and here's Gaines' pitch. That one hit to the right-hand side, and that broke the bat, and it is foul as the bat kind of shattered, and he kind of hides his face like he might have been using somebody's bat there, but we'll see. bat boy comes out and picks up the pieces. As home plate umpire sees one right down the line and hands it to the bat boy. So the count is no balls and 2 strikes to Cheney Dawgs, the second baseman for the Cheney Diamond Dogs. And here's R.J. Gaines' pitch. That one into the ground. Tried to throw a changeup at 72 miles an hour, and that stop hit well before the home plate. So good job there by the catcher, Igawa, to stay in front of it. And staying at third base is Rambush. So the count goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out with a runner at third base. Here in the bottom half of the 8th inning, the score is 6-5 in favor of the Diamond Dogs. That ball hit into center field. That's going to be in for a base hit. Scoring from third base is Rambush. And Cheney Dawgs wins that battle as he gets a base hit and an RBI. Now 1 for 2 here in the World Series. That's going to bring up the shortstop, number 3, Ramon Vingoshea. That one from Gaines missing high for ball 1. There is some action out in the bullpen. A left-handed thrower. Another base hit there by Vingoshea to the right-hand side. So Gaines has given up 2 hits in a row now here in the top half of the 8th inning. So Dodge will move to second. And here comes pitching coach for the Waves. Like I say, we do have somebody warming out in the bullpen. Looks like it's number 27. Not sure that they're ready to take Gaines out just quite yet because he was just soft tossing out there. At number 27 is Daniel Rubio, left-handed thrower. From California, 6 foot, 195 pounders. And Daniel Rubio is a graduate also from Friends University, and he also played for the Newton Rebels. So familiar with him. So we'll keep an eye out to see whether he comes in or not, and that hits Castillo. So now the bases will be full. As 1 run has scored now here in the top half of the 8th to make the score 7-5. And that brings up the center fielder, number 24, Wade Rayburn. So Castillo on at first. Ball hit to the first baseman, goes to home for the force out. Nice play there by Palm to Igawa for the force out. So Rayburn reaches on a fielder's choice. And 3-2 the put out for the second out. So Vingoshea is now at third base, Castillo at second, and Rayburn at first with 2 down. The score 7-5. Swing and a miss there by Tristan Kennard, the batter. As the count goes, no balls, 2 strikes to him. As R.J. Gaines tries to get out of the inning with any more damage as he has allowed 1 run. As he walked the first batter. Then had a stolen base, and then Cheney Dawgs hit a base hit and an RBI. Count is 1-2 to Kennard. And here's the pitch. That hits Kennard. So another run will score as Vingoshea comes in from third base. Castillo will now move to third. Rayburn goes to second, and Kennard goes to first base as a hit batsman. And that's going to be it for R.J. Gaines, as R.J. has one walk, 2 hits, 2 hit batsmen. And that will be it for R.J. Gaines. And once again, coming in to pitch, I believe is Daniel Rubio. Number 27 now in the ball game for the San Diego Waves. And I'll give you the numbers on Gaines here. Well, actually, they don't have them, so let me switch over here and give you some information about Daniel Rubio. Rubio appeared in 10 ball games. He's 3-0. Has been up, pitched 21 2/3 innings. Has given up 31 hits, 17 runs, 12 earned runs, 6 base on balls, and 15 strikeouts. As he has a 4.99 ERA, a left-handed thrower. Temecula, California, 6 foot, 195 pounders. Once again, he is a graduate from Friends University. And now batting for Cheney Diamond Dogs will be the catcher, number 30, Andrew Miller. Very dangerous player to have up there, as he is a right-handed batter, and Rubio is a left-handed pitcher. Ball hit to the shortstop. Shortstop going to go to first, and he's going to bounce it to first base for out number 3. Not a very good throw there by the shortstop, but a great play there by Palm to make the third out. So at the end of 7.5 innings of play, it is the Diamond Dogs 8 and the Waves 5. And you're listening to the NBC World Series live stream presented by Park City, Kansas. Visit Park City's website at parkcitykc.com. We'll be right back. And we welcome you back as we go to the bottom half of the 8th inning. The score, the Cheney, Kansas Diamond Dogs 8 and the San Diego, California Waves 5. Leading off for the Wave be the second baseman, number 11, Kabatabat. And Tyler Miller still in there pitching for the Cheney Diamond Dogs. Miller has thrown 77 pitches now. And the count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. He has a total of 44 strikes and 33 balls. And here's Miller's pitch. That ball hits the second baseman, Dawgs, goes to first for out number 1. So a 4-3 put out for the first out. And we are going to have a pinch hitter now for San Diego. Looks like the pinch hitter is going to be number 5, Derek Lagaza from Peoria, Arizona. He's a 5'8", 150-pounder. He's a junior out of Pacific University. So Derek Lagaza is now up for the Waves. Calls strike 1. Oh, and 2 to count now to Lagaza, as there's 1 down here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. 8-5 in favor of the Diamond Dogs. That one fouled off by Lagaza. And Tyler Miller ready with the pitch. Ball hit to the shortstop. Bingo Shea goes to first for out number 2. So it's 6-3 put out for the second out. And that will bring up the third baseman, number 14, Brian Rosario. Once again, we have action tomorrow, starting at 11 a.m. as we have an early start, as we have the Home Run Derby coming up tomorrow. At 11 o'clock, it will be the Game Day Saints from Colorado. They'll be facing the Hayesville, Kansas Aviators. Our second game scheduled to go about 1:30, I believe. Let's see. And it'll be the Liberal Kansas BJs. They'll be facing the Derby Kansas Twins. Then our feature game on Sunday evening at 7 o'clock will be the Great Bend Batcats versus the Santa Barbara, California Forsters. And then we'll have a 9:30 game on Sunday. And it will feature the San Diego, California Stars versus the Lone Star Baseball Club from Texas. So that is our action for tomorrow. Ball hit to the right side. That's going to be foul. So the count will even up now at 2 balls, 2 strikes for Brian Rosario, who's up there in the bottom half of the 8th inning with 2 down. And the score 8-5 in favor of the Diamond Dogs from Cheney, Kansas. Once again, the swing and a miss there by Rosario as he goes down swinging for out number 3. So at the end of 8 innings of play, it is the Cheney, Kansas Diamond Dogs 8 and the San Diego, California Waves 5. And you're listening to the NBC World Series live stream presented by Park City, Kansas. Visit Park City's website at parkcitykс.com. We'll be right back.
Neck pain, back pain, all kinds of sprains. If your knee replacement aches when it starts to rain, at Advanced Physical Therapy, we treat that. At Advanced Physical Therapy, we treat that. Concussions, arthritis, carpal tunnel, tooth, fibromyalgia, Parkinson's, we've got the treatment for you. At Advanced Physical Therapy, we treat that. At Advanced Physical Therapy, we treat that. One-on-one sessions with a personal touch. Ask our thousands of patients why they love us so much. At Advanced Physical Therapy, we treat that. At Advanced Physical Therapy, we treat that.
And we welcome you back as we go to the top half of the ninth inning. This is Frank Martinez, your play-by-play announcer for tonight's game. Leading off the top half of the ninth inning with the score of the Diamond Dogs 8 and the Waves 5. Leading off for the Dogs will be the designated hitter number 99, Matt Shurich. And here's Rubio's pitch. That one is fouled off by Shurich. Daniel Rubio now on the mound for San Diego. Shurich is 1 for 4 here in this ball game. He came in 1 for 3 in the World Series. That is fouled off by Shurich along the left third base side. So the count will go to no balls and 2 strikes. It is a cool 75 degrees here in Wichita. As we are at about 12:15. Strike 3 to Shurich for out number 1. That'll bring up the third baseman, number 1, Blake Rambush. So we have one down here in the top half of the ninth. Pitch by Rubio, missing outside for ball 1. Swing and a miss there by Rambush. That takes the count now to 1 ball, 1 strike. Looking ahead in the bottom half of the ninth inning for the Waves, we'll have Mackin, second batter, McClellan, the third batter, and Igawa, the cleanup hitter. The heart of the lineup coming up for the San Diego Waves. So 1-1 count. That calls strike against Rambush, so the count goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Once again, there is 1 down here in the top half of the ninth. Pitch missing just outside, so that will even up the count now at 2-2. Crowd has not thinned out very much. Being a Saturday night, nothing better else to do at 12:16 now than to watch a ball game. Once again, we thank you all very much for joining in. We hope you have enjoyed the call. The count is full now at 3-2. Here's the pitch from Rubio. Ball hit right back to Rubio. He'll go to first base for out number 2. So a 1-3 put out for the second out. And that will bring up the first baseman, number 6, Scott Hastings. Hastings is 0 for 3 here in the ball game. As he walked the first time at the third inning, that ball line shot there to the first baseman. Palm for out number 3. So at the end of 8.5 innings of play, it is the Diamond Dogs 8 and the Waves 5. And you're listening to the NBC World Series live stream presented by Park City, Kansas. Visit Park City's website at parkcityks.com. We'll be right back.
The Kansas Humane Society is a community resource for pets and people dedicated to enhancing the welfare of all companion animals. We offer an array of services that promote the human and animal bond, including pet adoption, dog training, behavior consultation, pet supplies, outreach, spay and neuter, end-of-life services, field trips, and community outreach.
And we welcome you back as we go to the bottom half of the 9th inning. The score 8-5 in favor of the Cheney, Kansas Diamond Dogs. As I told you earlier in the broadcast that the Cheney Diamond Dogs were ranked 9th or 10th in the nation. And they showed what they're made of as they fell down 5-0 and came back and have scored 8 runs. As they scored 5 in the 3rd, 1 in the 7th, and 2 in the 8th. Dylan Mackin now up, but he gets a base hit to right field. And Mackin records his 4th hit of the ball game as he has 1 double and 3 singles. So he has been the offensive power behind the San Diego Wave. And that will bring up the center fielder, number 7, Jimmy McClenahan, as there is a runner at first base with no outs. Here in the bottom half of the 9th inning. And Mackin did exactly what needed to be done because the Wave need base runners as they're down by 3 here in the bottom half of the 9th. And here's Miller's pitch. Call strike 2 to McClenahan. And a fastball hit out to right field. Right fielder Castillo backing up, making the catch for out number 1. Going back to first base will be Dylan Mackin, as that was hit hard out to right field. But Castillo was able to chase it down and make the catch for the first out. That will bring up the catcher number 2, Jacob Igawa. And the Diamond Dogs are 2 outs away from going 2-0 here in the World Series. Call strike 1 to Igawa. So no balls, 1 strike with a runner at first base and 1 down. The ball hit a short grounder to the third baseman. Third baseman picks it up, is not going to be able to make a play. That will be a base hit, I'm sure. That was a great effort there by Rambush as he came charging in, but the ball hit softly once again. And before he got the ball, Igawa was about 3/4 of the way already there. Now batting will be the shortstop, number 8, Mitch Morales. And now here comes head coach Pat Hahn. That it was a base hit by Igawa. There is somebody out there warming up out in right field bullpen. Actually, there's 2 guys warming up. You got 2 right-handed pitchers that are warming up, and he's making a call. I'm sorry. There's 2 right-handed pitchers that are throwing, but when he's trying to describe the picture that he wanted in. He put his hands wide apart and up and down, like to say the short one and the wide one. So we'll see who's coming out, but a great job there by Tyler Miller. We'll get his final numbers, and we'll see who the new pitcher is here. So I did not catch a number. I caught one of them warming up, was number 23, but it's not him coming in. Looks like it's going to be number 36 coming in for the Cheney Diamond Dogs. And 36 is John Scholl from San Antonio, Texas, a 6-foot, 217-pounder. So John Scholl will be coming in. And once again, the final numbers on Miller, which he came in relief of Nate Postaway. He goes 6 2/3 innings, gives up 5 hits, no runs, no earned runs, 2 base on balls, and he struck out 8 as he faced 28 batters. And the final numbers on Postaway, as there was runners on base, he went 1 2/3 innings, gave up 6 hits, 5 runs, 5 earned runs, 1 base on ball, and 2 strikeouts as he faced 12 batters. Some of those runners were charged to him, and I forgot to tell you what his final numbers were after Miller got the 3 outs in the second inning. So once again, coming in is John Scholl, and he'll be facing, well, actually, we're going to have a pinch hitter, looks like. That is number 24 up at the plate for San Diego. And that is Jake Rico from San Diego, California, 6'2", 230-pounder. It is ball 1 to him. That one lifted into foul territory, so that will even up the count now at 1 ball, 1 strike. So once again, the batter number 24, Jake Rico. Is now pinch hitting for Mitch Morales. Runners at first and second with 1 down here in the bottom half of the 9th inning. Score is 8-5 in favor of the Cheney Diamond Dogs. And there's still somebody warming up out in right field area, which is the Dogs bullpen. I believe I saw number 27. Ball hit to the left side first baseman. Gets under and makes the catch is Hastings for out number 2. So that will bring up the first baseman, number 13, Kyle Palm. So Palm now is up with runners at first and second and 2 down here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. In Pool A, the Cheney Diamond Dogs are 1-0 with a differential of +1. That's fouled off by Palm to the left side, so the count goes no balls and 1 strike. The San Diego, California Wave are also 1-0 with a +1 differential. So there's 4 teams. That ball hit down the line. That may fall in. It's going to be a foul ball. Foul ball by the home plate umpire as he calls that a foul ball. He was running down the line there, and right away he called it foul as 2 runs came across, and Palm was standing at third base, but that was foul, but not by very much, it looks like. So the runners will now be heading back to their first base and second base. Macklin at second and Igawa is at first. And back at the plate is Kyle Palm. Boy, he didn't miss that by much for being a triple and scoring 2 runs. The count is 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Kyle Palm as John Scholl comes in with the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that is the ball game. With the final score, the Cheney, Kansas Diamond Dogs 8 and the San Diego, California Waves 5. So the Cheney Diamond Dogs go to 2-0 as the San Diego Waves drop to 1-1. Once again, they are taking the top 3 teams in each pool to advance the single elimination bracket, which starts on Thursday. So that does not eliminate San Diego. They just need to win their next ball game. So we want to thank you very much. We hope you enjoyed the telecast. We want to thank Chris Worrell, our technician, our cameraman, for doing a great job. This is Frank Martinez wishing you a good night. We'll see you tomorrow night. We actually start tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Join us then. Good night.